One of the more notable staples of Pokemon games is the amount of content for you to explore after completing the main storyline. However, the idea of a post-game might have never been a thing if it wasn't for Pokemon Gold and Silver, as they were the first to implement this concept. Unless you include going to catch a Mewtwo in Pokemon Red and Blue, but come on, who really counts that? Now, if you're experiencing deja vu right now, I have done a video on Pokemon Heart Gold and Soul Silver's content after becoming the champion, but I'm curious to see if Generation 2's postgame features a couple of things that are non-existent in the remakes. Also, I was supposed to be using the same game file from my collecting every item in Pokemon Gold and Silver video, but I accidentally deleted it, so I'm just using a random copy that I completed in one day. Still, you should check out that video once you're done here. Anyways, make sure to hit that sub button as it really helps out the channel. And without further ado, it's time to actually play through the postgame of Pokemon Gold and Silver. After defeating Lance and getting entered into the Hall of Fame, you end up back outside of your house because I guess your mom is mad at you for being gone for so long, so she won't let you inside. Anyways, Professor Elm is probably 10 steps away from where you're standing, but he feels the need to call you as he wants to give you an item. This ends up being the SS ticket, which will allow you to access the SS Aqua in Olivine City. Upon boarding the ship, an old man will basically run you over as he's freaking out about the fact that he lost his granddaughter. There's plenty of trainers looking to battle here, so it's nice that you get your own cabin. Once you're done doing whatever you need to do, you can find the granddaughter in the captain's room, and you receive a metal coat for returning her to the man. Upon arriving in Vermilion City, you'll see that a Snorlax is blocking the eastern exit, so all you can do is check out the rest of town. One thing you can do is laugh at this guy who's been building the same structure for 3 years. Oh wait, he said he doesn't have any money to start the project? Hey, my bad man, it'll get better, I promise. Lieutenant Surge is awaiting a challenge inside the gym, so go ahead and take him on. His electric types are only around levels 40 to 46, making for a pretty easy time. And unfortunately, that's the case for a lot of the major trainers throughout the postgame, leading to many people complaining about how it's too easy. Luckily, they made Kanto a bit more difficult in the remakes. The next step is to cross through the bear in Route 6, and due to the power being out, none of the underground tunnels are functioning, so you're forced to enter Saffron City. Along with getting the Psychic TM and Focus Band, you can pick up an upgrade in the Silph Co. However, you can't explore the rest of the place due to the police stepping up their security after Team Rocket took over. But really, this is just an excuse to make sure that all this post-game content could fit in the game, as the developers unfortunately had to cut out a few areas in order to include Kanto. After taking out Sabrina's team, you can move on over to Route 8, where the Kanto Pokemon Federation sits. In my opinion, they just seem like a bunch of wannabe tough guys. Lavender Town features the radio tower, where you're once again restricted to the first floor, but you'll need to come back here later on. There's also the Soul House, which I never really knew about, but it's just one of those areas where people pay their respect to dead Pokemon. There's even a basement, which apparently only Mr. Fuji is allowed down there. I don't know. What you doing down there, Mr. Fuji? Making another Mewtwo, perhaps? Heading north, you'll come across the Rock Tunnel, which is home to Kangaskhan's, since the Safari Zone isn't a thing anymore. This is the case for a few other Safari Zone exclusive Pokemon, as the developers still wanted to give players the chance to catch those Mons. Moving on, it's about time to begin the good old Power Plant side quest. By speaking with the manager towards the middle of the room, you'll learn that one of the major machine parts has been stolen. On your way to the exit, the security guard will inform you that a shady character has been seen around the Cerulean City gym. Of course, this turns out to be that funny Team Rocket grunt that talks in a weird way, before leaving you to find the hidden machine part. For real though, what was this guy's motivation for causing all this? Anyways, you can defeat him in a battle on the Nugget Bridge, and return the stolen item for TM07 Zap Cannon. Back in Cerulean City, you can find the Berserk gene hidden in the water, thanks to the Cerulean Cave collapsing some time ago, before taking out these knockoff Nugget Bridge trainers. You can then interrupt Misty's date at the Cerulean Cape, and she'll get all mad at you, but come on, you're a gym leader, you're supposed to be on the clock right now. Anyways, her water types are nothing to worry about. On your way towards Celadon City, now that the power is back on, you can detour to the radio tower to grab the EXPN card, and find the lost Pokédoll in the Pokemon Fan Club and return it to the Copycat Girl in Saffron City in order to receive the Magnet Train Pass. You can listen to this guy's spooky story in Celadon City to get TM03 Curse, but this guy's a fraud because the story is really just about a kid trying to bike uphill on the cycling road. The cafe is holding an eat-a-thon, and you can nab the leftovers in one of the trash cans, which is kind of nasty if you think about it. The only other thing to do in the city is take on Erica, who is one of the 2 Kanto gym leaders who will give you a TM for beating them. The other one resides in Fuchsia City, which is located just beyond the cycling road. Janine still uses Pokemon in the 30s for whatever reason, so getting TM06 Toxic isn't challenging at all. Your next destination is Pewter City, meaning you have to take care of that Snorlax in front of Diglett's cave. An old man in Pewter will hand you either the Rainbow or Silverwing, depending on the copy of the game, and thanks to the museum being closed due to renovations, the only other task is to wash away Brock's rock types. Despite Mount Moon being immensely smaller in these games, there's still a couple of things to check out. Your rival ambushes you right at the entrance, and he'll challenge you to a fight. The disappointing thing here though is that his Pokemon are in the low 40s, and he still hasn't evolved his Golbat. After taking care of him, you can arrive at a new location, the Mount Moon Square. By coming here at 8 PM on Mondays, you can witness a couple of Clefairy dancing around a rock. After they get scared off, you can break the rock to receive a Moonstone. There's also a shop that's open from 10 AM to 5:59 PM that'll sell fresh waters, lemonades, soda pops, and Pokédolls. Down in Viridian City, a place worth exploring is the Trainer House. On the bottom floor, you can battle people who you've interacted with through the mystery gift. However, the default trainer will be Cal, which is kind of weird because he looks exactly like the player character. Every Pokemon's level is set to 50, and Cal will use the 3 fully evolved Johto starters. On your way out, you can also make fun of this kid's handwriting. Man, I guess since we've become champion, our ego has gone through the roof. Although Blue and Red aren't present in Pallet Town, Daisy, Blue's sister, will offer to groom any of your Pokemon if you speak with her between 3 and 4 PM. Thanks to a volcano erupting on Cinnabar Island, Blaine is hanging out in this pathetic little cave on Route 20. Take out his fire types, and you can then talk to Blue on the remains of Cinnabar, who will accept your challenge back in the Viridian Gym. He's definitely the toughest out of the Kanto gym leaders, but beating him is worth it as you'll be granted access to Mount Silver by Professor Oak. He also took the time to rate my Pokédex, and all he said was, "I see you understand how to use Pokeballs." Dang, I never thought I would be catching strays from Professor Oak. Over on Route 28, you can talk to this lady who is apparently trying to seclude herself because she's a celebrity. I don't know about y'all, but I've never seen her in my entire life. Anyways, Mount Silver is pretty easy to trek through, minus the fact that you'll probably want Flash, and waiting at the top is the main man himself, Red. Most of his team members are in the 70s, so this is by far the hardest battle out of the whole game. Just do your best to find super effective moves for all of his Pokemon, and you should be good. After asserting yourself as the strongest trainer, the credits roll, but there's still one more thing you can do. By backtracking to the Pokemon League on a Monday or Wednesday, your rival will challenge you yet again. His levels haven't really changed, but hey, what do you know? He finally has a Crobat. This is a nice little end to his character arc, as it shows that he really listened to what Lance told him and started caring more about his Pokemon. But with that, we have done just about all there is to do in the postgame of Pokemon Gold and Silver. Now, I was going to try and do the Celebi event just for fun, but then I learned that it wasn't a thing until the Japanese version of Pokemon Crystal came out, so that's just great. From the looks of it, the Gen 2 postgame didn't have anything that Heart Gold and Soul Silver doesn't, as the remakes basically took the content here and expanded upon it. Nonetheless, Pokemon Gold and Silver's postgame was very significant, as it set the standard for every other postgame in the Pokemon franchise. I always have fun making these videos, and I hope you guys enjoyed it just as much. For now though, have a great rest of your day, and until next time, deuces!